During this video, I attempt to fix the hole in this cow's foot and make a mistake in the process. You're watching the Hoof GP.
I spotted this cow on the way into the crush, sore on her front right foot, and now her foot's in the air. It's fairly obvious why she's so sore. She's got a deep hole right up through the sole of her inside claw. Right up into her sole there. You can see she's been trimmed a good few months ago, and this inside claw is much higher than this now. These claws grow at around 7mm per month. So if she was trimmed 3 months ago, that's almost an inch of growth. There's too much pressure on this inner claw, and there's a bone up inside this foot. It's a triangular shape and it's called the pedal bone, and that pedal bone bashes down on the corium. And because there's no give in the concrete that she's walking on now, the corium is what takes the brunt of the blow, and it ends up like this. So with the grinder, I'm aiming to balance the two claws to try to spread the weight as evenly as possible over the entire surface of both digits. But at the same time, I want to alleviate the pressure and the weight from the inner claw. So really, I don't want to reduce this outer one, but the hoof horn is not of a great quality. So my hand is forced because I know I'm going to need to apply a block, and I need sound, properly firm hoof horn in order for that block to stay attached. Right. Trim out this ulcer. The smell is pretty strong, which normally isn't much of a bother with ulcers, but that tells me straight away there's something else going on. A secondary problem, which is most likely dermatitis. Oh, you can see it now, can't we? That is a pretty major lesion. You're alright, lass. You're alright. We're going to try and trim right around the edges of this ulcer. Just think Problems like this look bad to begin with, and sometimes just seem to get worse and worse as the trim progresses.
And me grazing her corium like that definitely hasn't helped.
Just going to try to pull all this rubbishy looking hoof horn away from the lesion. If you imagine that as like a wart or something on your finger, and your nail sticking into it every time you lean on something, just imagine how sore that is. Use the back of the hook of my knife to try to avoid it, but it's very hard. Hard to avoid. I don't mean hard to cut. It's actually pretty soft, this hoof horn. Maybe swap knives and try a different approach. Go up the way. It's so raw and open, isn't it? That is hoof horn right there. I need to get away. What a mess. Sticking right out of her foot. That is corium and we can't remove it. There is hoof horn still on the back of it though. I think that's about as good as we'll get with that. Right, block time. Always a pleasure, never a chore for Crazy Boy.
No, of course not. Cow healthcare's my #1 priority.
Oh, that was your wife. Too late. It's incredible how fast that sets. It really, really is. Rare we see as much of the red stuff as this. I think I'm going to reduce this entire heel. Out of all of the farms that we visit, we actually struggle to keep blocks on here a little bit because there's so many tight turns and slats and things. So if that block comes off, I want to be prepared for that eventuality. I don't think it will, but I need to make sure there's as much weight off this inside claw as possible. Just in the way, actually. Can't actually take any more away from that. So see how that went really, really, really white right there. That means that we're just about to go through the hoof horn, and we really don't want that. Despite that being a mess, still actually pretty happy with how it's turned out. Unfortunately, we can't expect every hoof to turn out beautifully. It just isn't the case. When I first learned how to hoof trim, the guy who taught me, a guy called Peter Klusterman, who is now a friend. I think he would say that I was a friend. Yeah, I'm a friend. Yeah. Anyway, Peter Klusterman, the first thing he says to you when you sat down is, I know you guys call it the Dutch method of hoof trimming, but the Dutch call it functional hoof trimming. And that is something that resonates with me every single day. This cow came in lame, and all I'm trying to do is increase the functionality of her foot for her, so that she can use her foot more by getting the weight off it. And if I do that, even if I don't completely heal her foot, then I have done a job, a really worthwhile job.
You said about the Dutch method there, but kind of like you get Brazil nuts, and in Brazil they just call them nuts. I thought you were going to say the Dutch just call it the method.
Is that true?
Yeah. Well, in Brazil they're not going to call them Brazil nuts, are they? They're going to call them nuts.
Why?
Because they're in Brazil.
Do Brazil nuts grow in Brazil?
Yeah.
Just Brazil?
Well, not now, because people grow them all over the world, but they would probably be initially found in Brazil, would they not?
I'm going to fact check that, Craig. I don't know if that's right.
You make me feel like I don't have a clue what I'm saying.
Well, I get your logic.
Yeah.
I'm having...
The logic came from a movie, so I'm hoping I'm right.
I've just never heard any facts about Brazil nuts. I'm going to Google that. Turns out, in Brazil, they call Brazil nuts para nuts because they primarily come from the Para region of Brazil. I thought it would be weird that they would just call them nuts, especially when they're not actually nuts. They're seeds from a fruit that grows in the Para region. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, back to the video. Not that I distrust you, Craig.
I'd distrust me.
You all ready for Christmas?
I'm all set, yes. I hope all you are all set as well for Christmas. I can't wait. Christmas Eve tomorrow. Woohoo!
Sorry about that. Right, so this bandage is going to stay on here for about a week, and hopefully that pedunculated, because that's a pedunculated ulcer, that pedunculated ulcer starts to shrink up. Craig is right, by the way. It's Christmas Eve today when this video goes out. And Christmas is full of cheer, and for children especially, it is incredible. We are incredibly lucky to have happy children and for them to get everything. But I want to say, if you're watching this and you're by yourself and you're on your own and you maybe don't have children, or you do have a partner but you don't have children, or you're completely by yourself in the world, then honestly, know this. I will be sitting on Christmas Day and I'll be thinking about you being part of this community. It means the world to me that you follow this channel. It really, really does. So if you're sitting watching this video, you're not alone. I'm here. I'm in this world and I'm thinking about you as well. It feels weird speaking to a lot of people who do have their families there with them right now, but they're not the ones I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to you. I love you, and I love the fact that you follow this community and that you're part of this community. You are a valued part of it. So thank you for being here with us. We are part of your family, like it or not. Probably not in the case of Craig.
Yeah, I'm family by marriage. But he's right. I hope all of you have a great Christmas, and even those that are at home and by themselves, we love you and hope you can have a great Christmas.
We really mean that. Merry Christmas, folks. Happy Hanukkah. If you don't celebrate Christmas around the year, then just have an incredibly good day. Okay? Right, we're going to let this cow go and see how she's walking now. Probably better, eh?
Yeah.
You know, I really mean that, Craig. I really mean that. Like, see these videos? They're just videos of hoof trimming, but if I can make your life better in any way by letting you into our lives and into the lives of these cows, then get in. That is the best thing ever. Isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Who would have thought this, like, anything positive would come out of hoof trimming videos?
Exactly, and the support you guys have gave us over the years is just amazing.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Let's let this cow out of the crush, because she's sick of listening to us. And you love. I promise. Oh, look, her ears are flapping. Look how well she's walking on that. Go on, show them that you're walking nice. Go on.